Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? For a few years, I stopped gaming and attended to real life. Coming back, I was able to look at the game and what I'd been doing with fresh eyes. And what I found out, for the most part, was that while I didn't intend to, I had started to create an unwieldy monster, even though I'd wanted to have a simple game. So I decided to take a fresh start. I figured, well, I'd go spend a little bit of money, and I'd wanted to get Labyrinth Lord for a little while, which is essentially a clone of BXD&D, the 1981 version. So I got Labyrinth Lord from Lulu, and I will talk about it at some point. But it's really one of my favorite rule sets, probably my favorite when it comes down to it. However, I decided let me get something. I'd never actually seen OD&D in person. I never actually played it because I was a little bit too young to do that because Basic and Advanced had come out at that point when I started playing. So I said, well, let me get some of the retro clones. So I ended up getting some of these Swords and Wizardry products, and I also got Delving Deeper. And there's several other OD&D clones out there. But I was really knocked out, and I had to take a step back and look at these simple rule sets and think to myself, man, this is really kind of how I wanted the game to be. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about BX because I still think it's very, very simple. But I like how these games and how the original game is really just kind of a step back from complexity. Or to put it a different way, there were a lot of things that I thought were really inherent to the game, which turned out to be window dressing. They turned out to be house rules that the various versions of D&D had put on. So like if you're talking about BX or Mensa or BECMI basic or what have you, there were things that I thought were really just core concepts of the game that really weren't. Um, so I might talk about those in some subsequent videos as I'm really kind of gravitating towards a game right now that would be somewhere between BX and OD&D or something like Delving Deeper or Swords and Wizardry in terms of complexity. I like the idea that the rules are almost invisible. Even some things like saving throws, where the Swords and Wizardry has a concept of just the save, and you might save a little bit better or worse depending on what kind of save it is, depending on your class. But for the most part, you just have one number. Stuff like that's really intriguing to me. So I'll probably be making some videos about that. That's it. Have a great day.